Okay, Facebook people, Facebook family, YouTube family. I'm leaving my complex just to go take some mail to the box. We actually have a drop box in my complex, but you know, after all of 2020 and the whole pandemic and the shutdown, and we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that. Now that things have somewhat opened back up, you know, I know I'm not wearing my mask properly, but it's just me by myself. But I don't take getting out the house for granted. I think before it was just so normal just to get up and do whatever you felt you want to do. You never imagined the time. Look at that sun back there. Florida sun. You never imagined the time when they would be telling you that you can't do it. I'm never gonna be a person who is in the house all the time. Like I say, 2020 showed us that as much as you think that's a right, that can be taken away. Like, see this street? This time last year, I took a walk during the pandemic because I just couldn't take it no more. And this street there'd be like a car every 10 minutes. It felt like a war zone. You know, like it felt like after a nuclear bomb had dropped, the one or two people who were left. Oh man, it feels so good to be out here. I will never take a simple walk for granted, I promise you that much. What was I saying? Oh, I was saying, okay, I would never take something as simple as a walk for granted. Never, ever again. And I think 2020, if we process it the right way, there's actually something we could have got from last year. And that's just written, it's real simple, that we just to go back to basics. Go back to basics. Because I remember during the pandemic, you never seen so many people like at the park. You never seen so many families walking down the street as a group. Like you still see it, but I promise you, now that you're seeing all these cars back, I'm not seeing as much people out enjoying nature as I was during the pandemic. Because I'm telling you, during the pandemic, since like the clubs were closed, the malls were closed, the movies were closed, people had to learn how to enjoy the simple things. Okay, people, this is part 2 to my little post 2020 video. I'm kind of just talking about my opinion of this last year that we went through. So I'm probably gonna condense it down into one video. So I'm just doing a second take, and then I'll probably pick and choose from both videos to make one. But what I was saying in my last video, part of my voice, I got the mask on, and then plus I got a cold. So what I was saying is that 2020 was a year that forced us as mankind, or the human race, so to speak, it forced everybody to go back to basics. Because there was a short time where none of us couldn't really go out the house. A lot of us couldn't go to work. We couldn't go to the malls. We couldn't go to the movie theaters. We just had to basically stay home and enjoy our families. And what I was saying in my last video, once upon a time, that was normal. When you went downtown, they would call it going in town or going downtown. You would go out your way to do it. You would dress up, you would put on your fancy clothes, you would put on your cologne and perfume, because it was a big deal. Not an everyday thing. You weren't supposed to be at the nightclubs every day. You weren't supposed to be at the club every day. That was something that was a special occasion. So when you did it, it was a big deal. So I think what happened is people kind of overdid it. And this is where you see like the break in the family structure. This is where you see people losing their passion for their marriages, and not only just marriages but relationships. And one thing led to another, and then before you know it, we have a broken society. So what I was saying in my last video, and I'm gonna say it in this video, because I think sometimes world events have spiritual triggers behind them. And what I was saying is I think the pandemic, to a certain extent, was a reset. And it was meant to show people a different way to live. Because people have become so obsessed with things, material things, money, their cars, their houses, their jobs, that they lost focus on other stuff. They forgot about their children. They forgot about their wives and their husband. They forgot about their mom and dad. I think we need to not focus just on being physically well, and I hope I don't lose subscribers, but we need to focus on like spiritual wellness. And I'm not talking about necessarily a religion. I'm not telling you do this or do that, but you have to get back to God, I guess. That's like me doing this little walk right now. I don't have no music in my ears. Right now I don't have any other people around me. I'm kind of just enjoying the environment. Speaking of which, hold on. If I can turn it. I don't think it won't let me turn it, so I'm gonna have to do it a different way. Look at look at that flower. That's what I'm saying. It's just so much like simple things. Look at that. Hold on. It's a red one. I mean, of course, there's Boston ferns. It's just simple little things. Things that don't cost money. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to work for it. All you have to do is just simply enjoy it. I think those are the things that we need to learn how to get back to. Because even though we survived 2020, I'll be honest, from a spiritual perspective, I do believe that there's still more to come. I'm not talking about Corona. They can give you a vaccine for that. They can give you medicine for that. They can tell you, don't do this, don't do that, and you can help avoid it. But I think spiritually, the stage is set. There's still some more things, unfortunately. And like I said, I hope I don't lose people with this message, because people sometimes don't want to hear stuff like this. But I just feel the world is in a stage of cleansing, because there's been so much destruction and so much death and so much wasting before Corona. I'm talking about things that we have done as a society, and the damage that we do to the earth, so to speak. And I probably sound like a hippie, but that's okay. The earth is basically out of balance, or was out of balance. And I believe that 2020 was almost like a reset and a way for the world, or the earth, so to speak, to say, I am sick. we take care of the human body. If you eat too much of the wrong thing as a human, you get sick. If you never wash up and you just live in filth, you get sick. Well, as mankind, or the human race, look at all these rabbits. Hold on. There goes one. Wait. Right there. It's a lot of them. It's probably some gators. There's a little pond back there, so I'm sure. But that's all about nature. See, nature takes care of itself. You would think, how an alligator that's behind the fence, how does he eat? Well, unfortunately, probably the rabbits is part of how he eats. So if a human comes and hunts all the rabbits, guess what? The alligator can't eat no more. So imagine that times animal after animal after animal after animal. That's sickness. That's called being out of balance. The earth was out of balance. So, little creek. I know I probably seem all over the place with this message, but really, I'm actually saying something if you actually listen to what I'm saying. We need to just help the world to be healthy again.